Here we go. What is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. It's been a minute because, NFL free agency has been moving. Now we got the big deal past yesterday. It was Justin Fields being traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers, leaving those Chicago Bears to have only one player left they want, and that is Caleb Williams. We're talking scouting report for Mr. Caleb Williams today. How is it going to work? Are the Bears, absolutely going to pick Caleb number 1 overall? Are they going to pivot somewhere else and shock the world? But we got to talk a little Caleb Williams today because I'm a big fan. There are some things he's got to work out, but he is one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback to come in this NFL draft. So let's talk a little Caleb Williams, USC. So now with the Waters clearly, able to see now through that Caleb Williams should be the number 1 overall pick in this NFL draft, and general manager polls is going to plant his flag with a Caleb Williams and this Chicago Bears club. Highly likely, anything can happen. No question about it. But at this point, we realize it is going to be likely Caleb Williams to the Chicago Bears. I did like Caleb's tape a lot better when he was with OU, but there is a lot of good things to suggest he was a very good talent here with SC. So let's talk about those measurables as per always. 6'1", 218. He is only 22 years of age. Statistically speaking, he was an absolute beast. 37 contests, man. 66.9 on the completion percentage. Over 10,000 passing yards. 9.2 on the average. 93 touchdown passes. 14 interceptions. So absolutely the standard and staple through the air. He did the business. And last year with SC was even better when he had a guy like Jordan Addison. This past year saw some struggle with Caleb Williams and this USC Trojan team. So there is question marks that had to be made here this past year on why. But we got a lot of pros to discuss for a Caleb Williams. He's a natural playmaker. What do you want to say, man? Everyone puts the comp to him as a Patrick Mahomes number 2. I'm not ready to go there. Yes, we see the elite level talent in this man, and that is the arm talent. Absolutely elite. Pass torque is great. I have never seen anything like it, especially when he's rolling from the pocket, going left. I have not seen it in a very long time, if ever, a quarterback have the pinpoint accuracy with the velocity going for rolling out to his left and still hitting dimes and dots on the field. Absolutely great pass torque, and the elite arm talent is definitely there. Can get it down the field, and he does make plays at every stretch where he can make it, man. Ball placement is top end. Whether or not, he thinks that we saw him breaking down his own film and he's saying, I thought I missed that throw. And it's still even a lot of the backyard football where he is rolling out, he is evading tacklers, and then he is trying to find his wide receivers, which he does do well. So these are the types of things, off-script plays you're looking for your quarterback to make, and that's why a lot of people fell in love with a Caleb Williams. Can he be structured in the pocket? That is part of the cons we'll discuss, but very good touch pass as well. So he's got the elite arm talent, he's got the zip velocity, and the touch pass is definitely there as well. So when you're talking about the full meal deal when it comes to what he can do on the field, these things are extremely good and solid, man. Creative play extender, we know this, evades the pass rush extremely well, buys time. But is it at a detriment because he doesn't trust certain things down the field? But the fact that he can do this off-script stuff is exactly what you're looking for from a quarterback who can make plays and move this offense down the field that much more. You got to love what they did, like I said, 2 years ago with Jordan Addison. There was a lot of big plays to be had this past year. Maybe not as abundant as the year before, but he's very creative. He's going to make plays. He's going to evade the pocket, and he's going to, extend and create, and he doesn't give up, man. He contorts his body so well on the run, and this is what was so impressive about Caleb Williams, and having the torque. Like I said, no left off the ball. It's all there when he does even contort his body. It's just perfect. It's almost mechanically sound, but not sound because he's going off script, but he does this so well that you're wowed every single time he does this on the field, man. Elite throwing on the run, roll out right, left. No power loss. It's very much what I'm talking about with the pass torque and velocity, and how he's able to, when he does extend plays, he's going to be able to at least keep the elite arm talent there. That's what you're looking for from a quarterback, hence why, like I'm saying, a lot of people are saying it is Patrick Mahomes number 2, but again, I'm not ready to say that just yet. Keeps his eyes down the field. That's double pluses for me because he's always looking downfield to make a play. Yes, he's evading. Yes, he might be missing reads, but he's always looking downfield to at least find his wide receiver down the field. That is very positive, where guys will get slow eyes and they'll look at the pass rush coming, take some unnecessary sacks, where Caleb does take some sacks because he's trying to evade too much rather than trusting his reads. He does keep his eyes down the field, and I'm absolutely 100% with that. Great mobility. Speed is very good. I mean, is it great on that end? Probably not, but I did like his speed in OU a little bit better. Maybe it's because he put on some more weight when he was at SC, so I mean, you can't fault it. Still got enough to get around the edge, to beat some, linebackers, to beat the defensive front, so there is good positives in the speed as well, but mobility, you're not going to say anything about it. Caleb can get down the field with the best of them, and he is going to make plays with his legs, because now with this NFL, you need to be a dual threat quarterback, no question, man. Stronger than most believe. He will take on some tacklers. Do you want him to do that? No, because you want to keep your quarterback safe, but he is stronger than most believe. He is not afraid to take contact, and he is not necessarily a paper quarterback out there that's going to get pushed down with a little bit of a touch and a blow, but that's it. I mean, he's very good in that sense when it comes to strength. Very much better than most believe. Very good athleticism. I mean, is he the hurdler type of quarterback? Probably not, but he can get down the field, makes cuts in the open field, jukes some guys out of their pants. He is very good in this. I do like the athletic ability quite a bit. You see it when he's trying to evade all the pass rushers in the backfield. Caleb does this all very well. The 2020 tape, gotta say the Heisman tape was the best film for Caleb Williams for me. Rushing stats, man, 289 for 966 and 27 touchdowns in his career as well. Adding to all those touchdown passes that he did throw, 93 touchdown passes and then 27 rushing. So he was an absolute touchdown machine in his collegiate career. Caleb Williams is definitely the real deal. Is there issues where people are saying he's a bust? We got some cons to discuss. And okay, it's Caleb Williams. Everybody's got cons. And I mean, this past season did not necessarily promote the best of what a Caleb Williams is. 2022 was probably that tape that we could say Caleb Williams is the undoubtable number one overall pick. We could even still say that today. But he's got non-prototypical height, okay? The weight he did increase. The height at 6'1", yes, you want a little bit more. 6'3", we wouldn't be talking about this at all, 2 inches. But, I mean, it is important. However you want to say your quarterbacks in the NFL, it is not prototypical. But we've seen 6'1" quarterbacks succeed in this league, and we should be able to see it because of the ability that Caleb Williams does have. He can get happy feet at times. We've seen it, especially this last 6 contests in college. And, I mean, that's the biggest staple for me when we're evaluating why did the season go off the rails for SC? Why did it go off the rails for Caleb Williams? I mean, he looks to bail, okay? And this is what you see in these last 6 games more than anything. He looked to bail, and I'm going to say he did suffer from some poor O-line play as the season did wear on as well. The Arizona contest, Arizona State, I believe it was kind of that defense that put the film out on them and said, this is how you need to attack at Caleb Williams, and they were never able to recover, and every defense played him exactly the same way. So he looked to bail a lot in those last 6 contests, was not good. I mean, he trusts his arm as, mechanics, his arm over his mechanics, I should say. And I mean, the back foot throws are there, but he's able to do it because he's got such a cannon of an arm. I'm not over. This is just at times. I'm not going to sit here and say that this is, Bo Nix. I see Bo Nix's mechanics need a lot of work, in my opinion. Caleb Williams doesn't need a lot of work in this, but he's going to trust his arm talent over the mechanics at times because he knows he can get it there. That's fine. We've seen this from guys like Mahomes, like Josh Allen, even Lamar Jackson, trusting the arm over the mechanics. And what you can't, foil and fault them for that, I should say, because they got the arm talent to do that down the field. So it's just one of those things that when he gets in the pros, he's going to see, grown-ass men coming after him. So you got to understand, sometimes you just got to stay the course, be in the pocket rather than bouncing, and trust your mechanics over your arm because it could get you into trouble and start throwing interceptions for sure, man. He does seem more comfortable to bounce the pocket rather than step up. This is one of these things that I hope he gets to clean out with some good coaching, and I do believe he will. He's smart enough to get this and understand, not everything is, bounce out of the pocket, extend the play, do the backyard football. It's not all about that. You got to be on timing sometimes. You got to be able to read your defenses, go through the progressions, hit those zones, hit those man coverages. You got to be able to do this. I do believe that Caleb can do it. I'm not saying he can, but he just seems more comfortable bouncing to create the play to, get his wide receivers to get off their routes, or he can find find them open down the field and then make the play, and then everyone's wowed because he was able to run around and then hit a dart, 35 yards down the field. So a little bit more comfortable. I'm not necessarily saying this is a massive con, but it is something that you do want him to stay on structure more than bouncing all the time. So he does seem a little more comfortable in that. When we are talking about these last 6 contests for Caleb Williams, win-loss record was 1-5. What happened in these last 6 contests? Didn't trust his reads. You can see it, man. So the O-line play did suffer, like I said. So this was a big detriment to overall this offensive structure here at SC. So it was a big problem. But 1-5, they missed they didn't get into the college football playoff. They were right there neck and neck to get into the college football playoff, and then all of a sudden it just fell off the rails. Caleb did not trust his reads. He paused on easy completions. We see this a lot, man. The guys are wide open, and he decides not to take it. What is, very difficult to put your finger on why he wasn't taking these options. It was frustrating as wide receivers. His wide receivers weren't separating like they should be a lot of the time in those last 6 contests. So, it was a little bit of a mixed bag. O-line wasn't playing very well. Wide receivers weren't separating, getting open, and Caleb wasn't even hitting the open reads. So it was a big, mixture to say this is what foiled their season down the road, man. He tried to play hero ball, created some mistakes, did not look great overall at times. We saw how the defenses were playing him, giving him different reads, giving him different looks, and Caleb did struggle at times in those last 6 games. Less instinctive than what we've seen and what we're used to in those last 6 contests, absolutely, where he would just, take off and run, do it all himself. Less instinctive on the passes, I'm saying, to find his wide receiver. So it is one of these situations, maybe got in his own head. Maybe he felt like, the team isn't playing with him right now and he had to do it himself. Absolutely. Did he lose the locker room? That is the biggest question mark that a lot of us have. And the biggest one was when they were in that bowl game, the backup quarterback, Cameron Moss, I believe his name is, came in and they were saying, now we're a team. Is it all semantics? Does it mean anything? Perhaps. But the fact that we did hear some of his teammates say that now we are a team without a Caleb Williams, maybe he did lose the locker room. Maybe it was just time for him to move on, and that's why they didn't want to play for Caleb anymore. Who knows? I wasn't in that locker room, but it definitely is something to, question and say, why did the season go off the rails? Why did it not turn out to be the great, Heisman number 2 season for him? But either way, Caleb Williams, even with some of these cons in his game, he still is a very good talent, fantastic talent, and we got him for grading purposes because we got to grade all these quarterbacks. He is a very good one. And absolutely, if I'm the Chicago Bears, you absolutely got to plant your flag on this man. 82.2% is my grade score for a Caleb Williams. I think he is a very talented quarterback. And okay, if you bust on a Caleb because you take him at number 1, he doesn't pan out. I would rather do that than go after somebody lesser likely. But there is going to be question marks that he's got to round out. Can Chicago, be the team finally to get a quarterback, an elite talented quarterback, and be that club you're looking for? Chicago has struggled immensely throughout their history finding quarterbacks, so we'll see if Caleb is going to be the savior now that Justin Fields is no longer there, but I still like the talent on film. Caleb Williams is one of the best, if not the best, quarterback to come out of this draft class. So there you have it. That is scouting report for Caleb Williams, potential number 1 overall pick for the Chicago Bears. And this draft is going to be coming very soon. We are about a month away now. Very good stuff. So excited. Can't wait to see it. Caleb Williams, are you going to be a Chicago Bear, or are the Bears going to go somewhere else and shock the world? We will see. But he is a good, talented quarterback. And nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments. Give me your thoughts. What do y'all think about Caleb? You in on Caleb? You think he's going to be a bust? Going to be lots of chatter about this man going forward. But throw it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. But we'll see you next time. I am out.